is probably better to tell you after the tsunami and show you things a little bit more in person. But
is there like you got one of these buildings that you can go inside of them now or something?
I'll show you after the tsunami. There's some technical issues with the doors, but the entire plaza belongs to me.
Holy shit.
The whole plaza.
The entire thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's but like I said,
No.
once tsunami's over, because like I'll show you in person, it's a lot more powerful, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Moonshine legislation, and it's gonna be broad in the beginning, and then we're just gonna amend it. Once we get it in, then we'll just make the amendments to it.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of want to listen to like what the state, the state officials said about how like case laws should be kind of molding legislation and stuff like that. So it's like intentionally a little direct, just so that that there can be some input from court cases and bench trials and stuff to kind of make it but then we're just gonna add to it ourselves as well through amendments.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I actually on that I spoke to some Moonshine folks and whatever about like alcohol licenses down here, so that when we buy up like Moonshine, how does the legalities of it look in the city? And kind of what I'm running with is that, let's say there's a restaurant down here, they have to buy from an authorized distillery from Polito, right? You can't just like bring shit in randomly. Number two, that like the quality is regulated. So if you've got like toilet water, it you can't legally sell that in a restaurant or something like that. But like someone can come through and buy like 2 crates legally and keep it in their possession, something along those lines. So
with Moonshine, is there a way to distinguish one person's product from another, like there was with weed?
Labels.
Back in the day?
Okay.
Wait.
Things can be labeled.
Wait, can they?
I think so.
No. Yeah, no, that came up part of the discussion, and there was 3 pretty heavy cooks in that conversation.
There's no way to label them.
No, but doesn't mean that they can't be. You know what I mean? So, but even if there wasn't, I think that makes it interesting, right? So, like, how do I put this? So part of that conversation was like, well, how do you know, like, what restaurant is like selling the Moonshine and who is doing too much of it? And I asked, like, well, isn't that where you investigate, right? Like, you don't need that. Oh my God, I found this thing on somebody and here are all the labels and magically now I can go to court for 60 days. I'm like, send in someone, like, y'all can fucking go undercover to the fucking restaurant and see if they sell you more than they should. You know what I mean? That's where inspection comes in. You don't need. You got where I'm going with this, Pride? Like,
yeah, you should have seen the original legislation. The only reason why I had it simplified is that Ajax cooked a little too hard. That shit had like 3 pages of like stuff attached to it.
Yeah.
So, what I just did was I got rid of it for the time being because I feel like. So here's what we got to do, right? We got to ease people into it. If I have a broad legislation at first, people will buy the shit and then they'll commit to it, and then bam, the regulations come out after.
Yes, brother. That's exactly what I was telling the judges, right? Because they're like, oh well, you need to know that. I'm like, why don't we let things happen in the city and then react to it instead of being afraid of what could happen? Because that's how laws in the U.S. are made, right? Bitcoin is legal. Right? Bitcoin is legal, and as bad shit happens, it slowly gets regulated. Otherwise, no one's gonna fuck with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, the blockchain's heavily monitored and has a lot of fucking protocols to it.
That's good.
Bill, are you okay?
Yeah.
When's this place opening, Nino?
I am aiming for this week. So the website design, well, it's never gonna, well, the grand opening is aiming for within the week, but construction is never gonna stop. As things get proven out, things will be expanded upon. As certain ideas work, those will be expanded on. But for the time being, the entire city will come together to construct the first facility. So it's going to be a ongoing construction project. We're going to put out bounties for things that are needed, and those things are going to build up the facility over time. So
I think this place will be pretty popular. I mean, the city needs a hub right now.
Yeah, I think this will be really cool.
Yeah, it's but
I mean, when I say that, I don't just mean Los Santos. I mean, like, the entirety of, like, the, you know, of our island needs a fucking hub bad.
Well,
we need a... No, it's needed.
1,000%. In fact, I think the first alcohol license...
There's no hubs at the moment.
Can be down here and, like, at the like, the food stalls. Because I imagine this, right? Scenario one, you come down here, someone's selling moonshine out of a booth, right? They got the license for it. You can come down, you can buy 2 fucking crates. You can either drink it yourself for your own personal consumption, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a bit more illicit and you end up having your friends buy a couple of them and go do a moonshine run. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's up to, you know, law enforcement to make sure things are being done right, which opens up the next thing is
Prohibition agents.
Or ATF. One and the same.
ATF would be good.
Yeah. The ATF alongside border security, right? Because we've already been talking about border security. Imagine ATF agents coming through.
Because, so I got a loophole for us. All right, I cooked a little bit. I read through the legislation in its entirety pretty much again. And the Constitution. And all that is a picture. There's nothing that actually defines the border. It's just a picture. It's not actually defined. So we have wiggle room. Give me 1 second. I got to look at my phone real quick. Apologies.
Yep. Spars, thank you the 4 months.
So is it kind of going to be like the Food Mart from like 5 years ago? just better, obviously.
Nothing. I don't think. I like hesitate to say anything because some things could happen and then some things couldn't. I also want to, you know, leave it to everyone's imagination. But I'll leave it at this. There are. I'm aiming for 2 competing restaurants, right?
Okay.
There will be different like tiers of stalls, which as your success being more than just money but activity, you can get upgraded out, and eventually you may have a facility in one of the many buildings that may be available here. Mall security, I'm hiring a director, and they will be able to, they'll hold down the entirety of the court center with limited tools. People might try to steal things from over here, and those you know, mall agents are responsible for, you know, doing what they can and contacting the police only if necessary. So little shit might pop off here, but it doesn't turn into like everyone in fucking court center is detained. At the same time, the PD's not overexhausted from dealing with dumb shit, but the mall cops are used to dealing with dumb shit. I want fucking like segways as for mall cop interceptors. Yeah, no, exactly. But there's a lot of like things that are happening entirely simultaneously. So if some things are more successful, we'll invest more time and effort into that area. You know what I mean? And if an idea flops, we just like kill it and move on to the next thing. So it's
there'll always be like a fluid thing happening here.
Yes. I mean, to give you an idea, cool. I would show you the facility right now, but construction had a bit of an issue. But if you were to see what we got right now, you're going to see a lot of construction equipment, studs, etc., etc. And when you go to lossantos.me/market, you will see a dynamic website that shows the entire inventory of what is in the facility, what price we are buying things, what price we are selling things, and what we need to upgrade the place. So every couple days you go in there, you're going to see it building up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's only going to build up as much as the city's able to contribute. So
That's really cool, actually.
yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's going to... So, like, if nobody participates, literally, it's just going to be a bunch of studs.
Yeah, it's just going to sit here dying. But if everybody bands together and starts doing stuff, then
Yep.
you can see it flourish. It's like a garden.
It is. The entire city can be involved. Think about all the people that don't have purpose. This place will give them purpose, and there'll be a lot of different avenues they can take.
I still think someone like Bobby or Carmine should head up here. Mall security.
Carmine's gonna be the director. Well, not the director, but he's gonna be like the head. So he's gonna be like the PD interface to the director. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, it's gonna make this amazing.
Yep. Agreed.
That's gonna be really good.
He's got the right. I would not say Bobby. Bobby would be dog shit. Love Bobby, but he's got one mode. Carmine can understand both modes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Carmine will be able to do a lot of good things here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when out of respect, I'm gonna be suing the LSPD when I find a lawyer. I thought I should bring that to you first.
Okay. Yeah. By all means. I mean, their money, their budget.
All right. No, I just, don't want perceptions or.
What's it about?
Bobby arrested me. I asked for a bench trial. He said, no, we're not gonna do that, and sent me to jail.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Your BCSO's on fire. You know about this?
Again?
It's still on fire. Well,
This is the map that Fred's talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean it's still on fire? It's still burning? I thought it went out yesterday.
There's a fucking flame there.
Why does it say map of island, not Cuba?
Yo, Base, think of the 7 months. Spars, think of the 4 months.
Map of island.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, this is gonna be a good place, Nino.
Fucking 4 months in the
This place is
making.
a new setting too.
Yeah. It's something that I wanted to do for literally the beginning of my term. And I was hoping at the start of this one, this thing would kick off very quick.
What you need to do is you need to get that sign removed. You need to call it like. You need to get your name on there.
Hell no. I never put my name on anything. It's not my style, you know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah. It's like those fucks on Mount Rushmore, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, put our fucking name on a rock, sons of bitches.
Oh, well, they put their. I think they did they put their faces on it.
That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck they put their faces on it? You know what I mean?
That's why I wanted us to have a Mount Rushmore.
You know, people nut on Mount Rushmore, right?
What?
You ever heard about this?
No.
It doesn't get
to
posted.
facialize?
Yeah, they literally people go there and nut.
That's disgusting.
There's a whole thing. It's been happening for like 200 years or something like that. Have you never heard about this? About the whole
No, I've
Mount
never heard
Rushmore?
of people masturbating on the faces on Mount Rushmore. And I've heard a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's been like a fucking thing for a bit. They try not to like bring it up. It's been
Yeah,
like
I can see why.
Anyways, yeah, no, it's I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of my focus for the rest of the shit, especially with the website, this, that, and the third. A lot of, I don't know. I hope it pops off. The city needs purpose, and I think this can drive a lot of it, especially
There's only
with.
one thing I think you should do instead.
Okay.
I don't think you should be making the cops work here. I think you should take the opportunity to hire out like your own mall security here.
It's literally what I
think
said.
the cops have enough on their plate. They'll be
Have you
responding.
shut
to
the
stuff
fuck
here.
up? Yeah, you fucking listening? Like did you block your ears for the past like 5 minutes?
You said
Yeah, I
that
did.
already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you cooked?
That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, Pete.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the director. So Carmine is gonna be the LSPD interface, but the director is gonna be its own thing. You know what I mean? Kind of like a DOC.
You're gonna have interviews for it.
There's gonna be interviews. Mall cops are going to handle all petty crime down here, so PD does not have to come
What
up.
about segues?
Yes. Are you trolling me right now?
Did you just not listen to everything he said?
I was on the phone. I was
Oh.
really distracted by some of
Yeah.
the stuff that was on.
Yeah. Segway interceptors.
Before.
Yeah, there'll be an interceptor unit for the mall cops.
And when are you gonna have the interview?
I posted a state announcement, so I want people to submit their shit, and myself and Carmine are gonna take in the apps, and we'll set a time and a date. But I want to make sure I don't do it too early before like the pieces are in place, right? Because if I set a date early and someone gets hired, but we need another week to launch, that could. It's all about the snowball effect, right? So, make
Yeah,
sure
you're
the
right.
pieces aligned, and then let them start rolling forward. So,
This place is gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna
That's
have
the
like,
beauty of
are
it.
people gonna? You gonna have ATMs set up? Are you gonna have like registers? What's gonna happen? Imagine registers, right? We've been needing registers. You don't have registers for fucking storefronts. That's why no one uses them.
It's a lot of things.
Like
A
the
lot
one
of
thing-
things. Yeah, a lot of things coming.
How are you gonna combat like what happened at Senior Buns for a bit, where it was like just nonstop gunfights from gangs?
What happens?
That's where the
Life.
mall cops come in. I mean, okay. I think if gangs are stupid enough to come and fuck with my mall, whatever comes their way, like they should not be surprised. You know. So, I mean, they can certainly try it. I mean, if it's like small petty shit, sure. But if they turn it into fucking gang war shit, I will.
But you know what I'm
I
talking
will
about,
fucking
right?
ruin them.
There was
Oh,
a
I know.
time where it was like you walk in the Senior Buns and
Yeah.
you're getting shot because there's like fucking two boots shooting at each other.
So I would say that that is where expectation comes into play, and I think a dad conversation goes a long way, right? If people see the value in this place, fucking with this place would be really stupid. Obviously, people are gonna do petty crime, right? That's what the mall cops exist.
Yeah.
But if it turns into their sole purpose here is to murk people, I'll give them a nice little stern talking to. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
booth should be neutral, or you'll lose privileges.
But yeah, let me after Tsunami, let me show you around what we got. You know what I mean? Seeing is believing. But so
All right, yeah, man. I'd love to
Yeah.
see it.
so what
I
else is
think,
going on? Been 3 days. There's
right
got to
now
be
this-
something, Fred.
Well, right
How you
now, I'm
feeling
trying
right
to
now?
find-
How you feeling?
Well, it's hard for me. Well, it's hard for me to feel. I mean,
Hey,
I'm feeling
Pablo.
optimistic,
Hey.
but
Back to work.
I don't think he paid attention to you.
no, he's just locked into working. He's
Yeah,
locked
really
into the
locked.
task
He's really
at hand.
locked in.
Yeah.
Or he has to go poop.
That's not a poop walk.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. Poop walks, you have your back more straight because you got to clench your ass cheeks together.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, I thought that I was
You're
confused
very
with
good
that.
on huh?
Yeah.
I just know how to spot posture is important when holding in his shit. I mean, so right now I'm trying to find a bunch of people that want to do a bunch of things. I'm just going to approve it. So right now, I've already found a couple people that are interested in doing some things, looking into doing some shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm bringing Michael Simone on board. I'm bringing...
I heard about that.
I'm slowly making moves right now, but it is hard because there's not really anybody around. So I'm working with the pieces I got.
Listen, don't worry too much about this tsunami. Well, no, worry about it, obviously. But don't let that stop you because, I mean, numbers blossom the next. And I have a strong feeling that the tsunami is going to stop popping off again. And specifically, I mean, you draw interest, people will come. And that's what they've been missing, right? Is they need purpose. If my advice, that Moonshine shit, like you could do 5 different things. You could listen to 100 different voices. People think they know what they want. Focus on that fucking Moonshine, brother. Get like a big spot where many people can cook with their licenses. Make it like a fucking hillbillies hub. You know what I'm saying? And get the borders up. People are gonna want to come around just for that shit. You feel me? Like,
yeah, we do need to. I hope that we can make some headway on establishing a border tomorrow. I think it would be really good for us.
1,000%
The only thing that I'm worried about is that they won't want to fucking budge on it because it's technically in the Constitution. But I think that if all of us agree that
not real
for the greater good.
We already talked about this, right? Like between you and I, we could have areas that are like that. We could have the natural border and the natural like combined unified zone, right? Or DMZ or whatever you want to call it. So I don't think the Constitution or the DOJ can stop that. You know what I mean? So like if we decide we're going to have a certain segment like on the highways,
you can't go past the checkpoints with the stuff and then
exactly.
draw like a line that way. So there is like we can like work around it.
I think if we
saying we can't.
Exactly. And I think we shouldn't have to think ultra deep about it anyways, because if Moonshine is pumping up north with businesses pumping that shit, people are selling it in the city with alcohol licenses. People are transporting it through a border that is manned. People are going to come for that, either in order to do smuggling of Moonshine or to run a legal business. Like that in and of itself is going to draw a ton of attraction. As long as we maintain the investment and it's interesting day in and day out, right? You get what I'm saying, right? Let's do one big thing right instead of like a dozen things.
And then we can hire people for the border like on that day to operate the DMZs.
Yes.
And then the cops can monitor the back roads for people trying to bypass it, and bust them up. That way we can make sure people ain't smuggling shit. And then it'll probably get so bad that people will be smuggling it by boat and sea and by air.
Oh my God, yes.
That's a dream. That's a dream right there.
Jimbo's he really loves the border stuff. You could probably talk to him and he'd be down to like help with anything.
Well, another thing is I want to. All right. I really want to get the prison, and I want to get the fucking military base. I think finally now I can, but I mean, I don't know how much faith I have in the current DOJ to let that stuff go.
Why do you need the airbase?
To protect us from external threats, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Protect us from external threats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the DOJ is going to give you the military base. I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, worst case, we have an airfield in Sandy.
True.
The airfield can work.
Oh, you mean for like flying planes over type shit? Or the, is that like a separate thought completely? Or?
Separate.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind us utilizing the airports for air travel.
All right. Well, shit.
Well, I mean, too, we have a big open hangar there that could be like
external invasion RP. Oh my God.
Naturally sits there and goes, "Why are we driving when we have an airstrip right there?" create more opportunity.
True. Oh my God. Helicopter
Yeah, we'll
pad.
figure shit out.
Bro, let's fucking cook. The chains are off, Fred. The chains are fucking off.
I think the chains are still on. It's just a different
No,
person holding them.
no. They're not. I'm going to tell you right now. There's going to be a new director, number one. Number two, marshals are already... I had a bunch of marshals come up to me, and can you guys give me and Pred just a second, please, if you
Yep.
don't mind?
Yeah, get over there.
What the fuck, man?
Give me. Can I have my wrench? You hold on to my wrench. You might need it for that mime.
Look,